Hello, namaste everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is about Ketu's transit in the sign of Leo. Ketu is going to transit on 18th of May 2025 and is going to be there till 5th of December 2026. So usually Rahu and Ketu transit for about 18 months, 1.5 year in total. So today we are going to learn, we have done the video about Rahu. I'm going to attach the link in the description box. And today we are going to learn about the transit of Ketu, that what does Ketu do when it transits a particular zodiac sign, and then how it is going to affect each and every planet if you have any planet in the sign of Leo. If you don't have it, then the introductory part is for you. If you have any planet, then you can go towards, through the timestamps, you can go to that particular time and learn how Ketu is going to transit over your planet and what result it is going to produce. Before that, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates, right? So and also, if you would like to have your personal readings for me, you can check out the link below, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the reading section and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. And under the course section, you can purchase a course for yourself. Okay, so about Ketu. Ketu in the sign of Leo. First, let's understand how does Ketu work. Ketu is the planet of detachment. It is the planet of realization. People call it as a planet of detachment, right? According to me, it's not a planet of detachment. It's rather the planet of focus. Whenever I see people with Ketu in ascendant, those are the most focused individuals that I see. See, Ketu is part of the body, right? Ketu does not have the head. Rahu is the head, Ketu is the body. So when a person does not have the head, what happens? Someone else has to be the eyes for them to see the world. Or these are the individuals who operate or work from their heart. So when, suppose your eyes are closed and I tell you that you have to move forward, you're going to start moving forward as per my instructions. That is the similar thing that happens with Ketu. Whosoever, I'm not saying that they get influenced and start following that, but I'm trying to say that once they understand this is their goal, that is their focus, they just headlessly follow that particular thing. It's like there's a person studying and I am the one distracting that a particular individual in some way. I'm trying to distract the person, I'm trying to create some fuss for that person, but that person is focused. That individual is Ketu. Ketu also represents being introvert. It represents isolation, selfless sacrifice, spirituality, spiritual growth. It's by far one of the most competitive planets. Its energy matches a lot with the planet of Mars. It is violent, it is destructive. Rather, it is actually transformative. It brings in destruction so as to bring a new change. So new journeys are represented with Ketu. Realization of the past and realizing how patterns are going to be followed in the future, that is Ketu. So trust me or not, many people give the focus to the transit of Saturn and Rahu. But trust me, Ketu is the one you should look for. Wherever Ketu transits, that house is going to bring in a major portion of change in your life. maximum number of problems in your life, maximum number of good things in your life are going to come when Ketu is transiting over certain planets, or sorry, over certain houses, I meant. But definitely Ketu is a very, very important transit for a person. Right now, the problem with the war situation, with the politics, with the manipulation, I read news that at the time when Trump was trying to make India and Pakistan negotiate their terms, he actually negotiated his trade terms with the China out of this war situation. I don't know how much it was related or how much it was not, but when I read this news, I was like, this is bang on Ketu in the sign of Leo. So we are going to discuss about these things in this video, that how Ketu was actually the one to initiate this war first. It was, of course, the solar eclipse. Whosoever is asking me that what was the reason, which planetary conjunction, what transit, what was the reason? My answer is alone the solar eclipse created this. This solar eclipse was heavy. The one that happened at the time of COVID was heavy. That's why we had COVID. And now we did have kind of isolated situation, among some parts of India. But we are towards the very initial months of the solar eclipse. There are going to be more effects as well. We'll talk about all of that. But let's understand that how the transit of Ketu works. Transit of Ketu comes in to transform you. Wherever Ketu is going to transit, that is going to be the area from which your transformation, and especially your spiritual transformation, is going to get triggered. Ketu is one of the most important transit that one should have in the ascendant. That is the worst time you are going to have. Let me tell you that. But this is the transit which you need. It's not that you would want, but it's that you need. Ketu's transit brings in transformation, it brings in problems, it just attracts all the karma towards you because it is one of the most karmic planet. It's your past life karma. It's an extremist planet. It works with the extremes. Many of the terrorist attacks and terror is because of Ketu. Ketu in itself is a planet of terror. It's about mass destruction, mass transformation. Now, please do not think that, my Ketu is in this house, my Ketu is in the 7th house. Oh, that is about destruction and everything like that. See, mundane astrology works very different. Not very different, but particularly with predictions, it works different with the, astrology that we do for individuals. So never do the mistake of indulging, mixing both of it. Okay, so now Ketu is coming in the sign of Leo. So as to understand this transit, you must know what is the sign of Leo and what is the 5th house and how Ketu behaves in that house, in that particular sign. 5th house is the house of your love, romance, children, creative self-expression, your decisions, your reactions, your education. It is the bhav of Purva Punya Bhava, your past life good deeds. It is the house of your fortune. It is one of the Trikona houses. It is one house which is responsible for most of your Raj Yogas and especially your Dhan Yogas. I have seen, even if you have a weak 9th house, but if you have a strong 5th house, your luck is bang on there for you. 5th house strength is very important. Now, what is the sign of Leo? Leo is the sign ruled by Sun. It is the sign of politics. It is the sign of your creativity, your artistic nature. It is the way you express, the way you understand. This is the house related to your education. What is education about? You're getting knowledge. You're see, I might be giving this knowledge to you, to someone else. But which one of you understands it better is how you are being educated. So fifth house is the house how we understand things, how we perceive things, how our perception about things is. That's why this is the house that frames our decision making. This is the house of shares, speculations, all those graphs that you see in shares, in speculations, any sort of graph that you see, which takes up and down, the waves of calculations, investments, that is fifth house, that is the sign of Leo. Fifth house or the sign of Leo is your confidence, your presence, your fame, your respect. If you're knowledgeable, are you being respected for your knowledge, or you're just taken granted for your knowledge? That is the fifth house. So when Ketu comes into this sign, into the sign of Leo, this wants you to go within. This wants you to see, Leo is about show off. It indeed is about show off. It is about presenting something in a massive manner, in a great gesture. Like you will see people with Leo as their maybe moon or their Venus, their expression is huge, their reaction is huge, be it be aggression, be it be romance, be it be any type of emotion. So when Ketu comes here, or it's Leo, now Ketu says that you have to go within. You have to understand these things from the within. That's why whatever you present on the outside, that has a foundation, that has a meaning to it. Fifth house and the sign, specifically the sign of Leo, is about patriotism. It is about Desh Bhakti, or it is about your religious beliefs. It is the higher self of the ninth house. It is ninth from the ninth house. So it does talk about your firm belief system, about your religion, about your patriotism. Right? So that's why when Ketu comes into the sign of Leo, first of all, a person finds power struggles. They struggle with their confidence and they face challenges with their decisions and respect. You are going to be challenged upon your decisions. You're going to be questioned, criticized upon your decisions and your actions. Even if you have been well-respected person, even if you have been a politician, now people are going to doubt your decisions. They are going to criticize you for your decisions. So as to, why all of this is going to happen? Because universe wants you to have a firm foundation and meaning to your reactions, your decisions. It wants you to own yourself. It wants you to own your confidence. See, Leo is considered as the outer show because of sun, because of the sign of the tiger, the lion, not tiger, lion. It's the outer show, what is on the inside. That is what Ketu wants you to acknowledge now. Ketu will give you problems with your confidence just in order to make you confident by the end of this time. So it is the time for us, wherever the sign of Leo is, it is the time for us to go within, develop a strong foundation for our confidence, knowledge, artistic nature, creativity, creative self-expression, and also reactions. This is the time when you're going to first go through karmic relations, karmic loops, karmic romances. Then you'll have breakups. Then you'll leave the old patterns so as to transform yourself to first let go of the old patterns, let go of the karmic situations, then start something new, new beginnings, new journeys. But first, the lessons. That's what Ketu does in the sign of Leo. Another thing about the patriotism. Ketu, and not just patriotism, but also for your religious beliefs. Ketu would make you very rigid. Ketu would make you fixed. This is one of the fixed signs. Ketu is going to make you one of the extremist. Whatever you believe, it is going to take you to the extreme. The frustration is going to be there. The extreme anger, the extreme beliefs are going to be there. A person is going to be willing to take those transformative steps, those destructive steps out of their extreme behavior and their extremist nature. So here, what you need to do is you need to follow spirituality instead. Spirituality is way different than religion. It is way different than religious activities. Spirituality is about you connecting yourself with the higher conscious. That higher conscious does not have a name. That higher conscious is not any Bhagwan. It is not Allah. It is not Jesus. It is not anyone. It is the higher conscious. It is one that I have been listening to, that is called as Naam. Naam Jap. My father-in-law always tells. He's a Leo. He always tells that solution to everything is Naam. Naam Japo. He always says me that. Jado difficulty aaye, jado bhi problem aaye, tad jad naam japo. Actually, I was going to mix Hindi Punjabi here. So that is that is his exact dialogue to me. Every time I cry or I feel complicated or I'm going through any problem, that's what he suggests me. And trust me, I have seen him going through immense number of personal conflicts, and the only way he has gotten out of it was through meditation. Regular, he's very disciplined person. He is actually a person with Ketu in the sign of Leo. And he's by far, I've seen the most disciplined person who wakes up at 4:30 and has his meditation for 1.5 hours. And he takes, he meditates. Every time there's a problem, he says, let it be. Oh, betha. Oh, dekhuga. Oh, saamge rakhuga sanu. That's his words. I know most of you would not understand this, but if you are Punjabi, you would understand what it means. So the higher conscious is something that you would require to hold the hands with. That's going to help you change, not that is going to help you to understand and adapt this change. So definitely, This Ketu coming into the sign of Leo can give extreme situations, not just on a mundane level, but also on a personal level. But definitely, all of this is here to bring in a significant change, a significant responsibility, a significant adaptability towards a better future. So dealing with the sign of Leo, the malefic side of the sign of Leo is not at all easy. But this transforms you, this develops your understanding. See, fifth house is the house of your decision making. When Ketu comes here in the sign of Leo or in the fifth house, that simply means that now it is going to instill wisdom in you, that now you will be able to take wisdom after that. You will be able to take decisions full of wisdom or intellectual decisions after that. So the only way of going through this Ketu's transit gracefully is to understand yourself. Go within, go inside, meditate, connect with that higher conscious. You will have flashbacks from the past. Fifth house indeed is the past life good deeds. But now Ketu coming here, you are going to get the results of your good deeds, but you are also going to get the results of your prarabdha karma, your pending karma. So that is why you will have flashbacks, you will have past life encounters, you will have past life interactions, you will have flashbacks of the past, you will have realizations from the past, but this is your time to understand them, not act upon it, but to understand them deeply. This is the time for you to rebuild your confidence, but now with a firm foundation that you can never be broken with. Now your foundation has to be that strong. It's like you are going to start from the scratch with this Ketu's transit. This is simply, in one word, transformation. Wherever this Ketu goes, this talks about transformation. Now let's quickly go through the planets. So very first sign that we have, before that, Ketu in the sign of Leo also talks about ancestors or the activities that has done by the ancestors. And Ketu in the sign of Leo, especially in the nakshatra of Magha, makes you learn something about your ancestors or about your whole lineage. It is the DNA. It is the total symbol, it is the very prominent symbol of DNA. Ketu is flagship. You want to put that flag over the sign of Leo, but is this something you have achieved? What do we call with Ketu? Ketu is something that we have achieved. But is it from the beginning? No, even in the birth chart, if you have Ketu in any placement, you're first going to go through deep attachment towards that house. And then slowly and steadily, you're going to detach from it. That's your journey with Ketu's placement. So Ketu is not detachment from the beginning. It's that you attach yourself with that particular house so much, and then slowly and steadily by getting lessons, you detach yourself. Same thing is going to happen, but with you in this transit, but for 1.5 years. Now you're going to attach to yourself wherever your sign of Leo is. You're going to go into extreme. You're going to have that extreme behavior that I discussed about. And then you're slowly and steadily going to get yourself grounded with that house. Get yourself detached or be like normal about that house. That yes, this is something that is there. I don't need to talk about it. This is something I've achieved. That's your flagship. That's your ownership or flagship that you mark there. Okay, let's go over planets. First of all, Sun. Ketu coming over Sun gives you power struggles and struggles with your ego, self-esteem. So in your life, something is going to happen because Sun in Leo, right? That is a position where a person gets respect. fame for their qualities, for their abilities, and also for their creative abilities. Now, Ketu is going to challenge these areas. It is going to challenge your ego, challenge your self-esteem. So you're going to get situations where you're going to feel embarrassed, where you are not going to find your confidence. So you will feel low on your self-esteem, low on your confidence. Then you'll have to transform your personality. This is your time to go through transformation in regards of your personality. And then further down the lane, you are going to develop a different personality. You're going to transform into different personality. And if you want to see, this is a snapshot technique, I would tell you, if you want to see what you're going to transform into, go check your zodiac sign where sun is in your D9 chart. That is what you're going to transform into. Okay, so this gives you battles, complications, obstacles, challenges with your ego, with your self-esteem, with your creativity, with your respect, with your pride. And then you go ahead and transform. Okay, now next we have the next planet is Moon. So Ketu coming over Moon acts bit similar with Ketu coming over your ascendant. When it comes over your ascendant, that's a spiritual transformation for your, like, everything in your life is going to transform. You yourself, your nature is going to transform. When it comes over Moon, your emotions are going to transform. You're no longer going to connect with people emotionally in the way you used to connect yourself. So the transformation comes in through emotional detachment, or you have been emotionally attaching yourself a lot with individuals. You have a strong connection with people. Now is the time when you detach from that area. Now is the time when you detach yourself emotionally. First, you are going to have experiences where your tears are going to come out, where you are going to cry a lot. You're going to feel that depressed environment. You're going to feel that, that particular situation where you're going to feel very alone, isolated emotionally. But then you are going to transform. You're going to transform in a person who's going to emotionally attach in a very different way now with people. Emotionally express in a very different way now with people. And you will get problems and complications related to emotions now. Okay. Now, next we have Mars. So if you have Mars in the sign of Leo, and now Ketu is coming over it. Mars is your energy. First of all, this is a very aggressive combination because Ketu is coming over Mars in a fire sign. It's like fiery. It's like aggressive. You have to control your aggression. You have to control your anger, your reactions. Your energy would feel directionless first, but there are going to be changes towards where you put your energy, where you invest your energy. Mars talks about one's provision, one's humanitarian nature. How you provide, how you think about someone. Like, for example, how you think about, I'm just giving an example, that you feel that you're responsible for your parents' well-being in their old age. How strongly you feel that. That is Mars. How passionate you are towards your goals, towards your focuses, towards your ambition, and towards whatnot. How you reflect your passion, how you deviate your energy. That is Mars. So Ketu coming over Mars is going to give you realizations with your actions that you have done in the past and refine your actions that are to be done in the future. But definitely take care of your reactions, take care of your aggression. Okay, and with Mars, in the sign of Leo, these people are very dramatic. These people are very lazy also. This Ketu is going to make you work hard. This Ketu is going to make you work towards your goals like a headless chicken. Okay, so it can be a very, very ambitious time. And, somehow it can give you, for some house placements, I will be talking about them when I come to the ascendants. But for some people, it could even initiate some type of deep cuts, bruises, or even surgeries. So be careful. If you have your Mars in the sign of Leo, be careful. Okay. Now, next we have Jupiter. So with Jupiter and Ketu coming over Jupiter, this is something you might have heard in the Jupiter videos also, that I always tell, when Jupiter comes over Ketu, Jupiter helps Ketu find the direction. But when Ketu comes over Jupiter, it will give you the harshest of lessons. Harshest of lessons. It makes you understand the wisdom with the psychology of people. It makes you understand who is best for you and who is not worthy of your energy and of your help. This is going to teach you what life is about. How should you make your decisions? It is going to teach you that. This is definitely a spiritual time for you, a spiritual enlightenment time for you. It is about spiritual awakening for you. And also, this is the time when you'll be learning about mythology, spirituality, especially the mythology. You'll be reading about mythology, about astrology, occult. You will be looking for a guru. And make sure you do not disrespect a guru during this transit. But definitely the strongest point with this particular transit is for you to be generous, to help others without anything in return. Just help others. Help others with your knowledge, not just anything big, not just money, but help others with your knowledge. When Ketu comes over Jupiter, it wants you to be a person who is ignorant of this, all the criticism that is coming, all the situations that are coming on the side. It's about you to get focused to your wisdom and to your helpful nature. It detaches one with their guru so as to attach them to one single guru. And it also gives you past life karma related to gurus, related to teachers, and related to your teachings, your life lessons. You're going to get life lessons for this 1.5 years, each and every day. But trust me, this is going to transform you as a person in a good way. Okay. Next, we have Venus. So with Venus in the sign of Leo and Ketu coming over it, definitely encounter with the past romantic people, past romantic encounters. Not just this life past, but past life past people as well. So Ketu coming over Venus, very transformative time when it's about love, relationships. Definitely a major heartbreak. Especially if you are in your 25th or 26th year, it's a major time period for you. There's going to be a breakup, there's going to be a heartbreak. Something that is going to change your perspective with love. That is going to take you from a person who is just so bossy in love, so me in love, now become a person who spiritually connects with love, who is no longer a person who hops from one relation to another, who is not there just for the romance, but now understands what is the spiritual sense of unionship, relationships. So definitely a major transformation in the way you love, the way you see relationships, the way you be into a relationship. Now you are going to take the responsibility of your love encounter. You are going to take the responsibility of love. Many times I have been asked this question, that whenever Ketu transits over Venus, is that a time when a person can never get married? Is those 1.5 years when a person cannot get married? And my answer to it is that is not the case. Most of the people get married when Ketu comes over their Venus. They first have to go through those karmic bonds of the past life, and then they interact with their potential partner. Because, of course, who is our spouse? The one with whom we have the greatest karma from the past. That's why at least once you will have a relationship where you are going to cling yourself to. Then you're going to get your heart broken with that relationship. And then you're going to encounter with your spouse. So Ketu, when comes over Venus, it develops those isolation in love, those attachment, deep attachment with love. But then it detaches with that. It brings in transformation. It brings in complications in your love situation. So after this time, after, during this Ketu's transit, it gives you certain lessons with love, that after this Ketu will move away from this sign, you are going to be a very different person when it is about relationships, when it is about interacting with, when it is about connecting with someone, when it's about love. So how you love someone, that is going to change. That is going to transform within you. Okay. Next, we have Mercury. See, Ketu coming over Mercury. It's a difficult time. And if I say a difficult time, it's a difficult time. It's like you just do not find the right words to justify yourself during this time. Some misunderstandings will be there. You are going to get misunderstood. You're going to get situations where you do want to speak, but you're not able to speak. This is the time you deeply involve yourself into research and accumulating knowledge. You get karma with your instability in life. Now you will have to deal with your instability and then become stable. But definitely this is the time where you isolate yourself, where you deal with your immaturity. And then you mature yourself during this 1.5 years because of the misunderstanding that comes in. You become quiet. Ketu coming over Mercury, it's like most of all, you have been a person who has been naughtiest, dramatic, a person who makes the day for everyone, makes everyone laugh. Now, Ketu coming over it definitely involve you into research, knowledge accumulation, also into shares, speculations, deep study of investments, but also it will play with your intellect. It will isolate you, make you become a different person, a quieter version of yourself, a serious version of yourself. It will also make you learn more languages, learn about deep studies. So it will transform the way you speak, the way you communicate, the way you handle things, the way you handle your decisions, your decision making. You will feel confused about your decision. You will find no direction with your decisions. But then slowly and steadily, you're going to understand that here I was wrong. That's how I need to do things. Okay, so it in a way develops your intellect. Now, next we have Saturn. So Saturn in the sign of Leo, already a typical placement to have. It can give you problems with your profession. It can give you even some time where even if you are in job, you can be jobless. If you are in business, for some time, your business can get hampered. It's like this kind of fluctuations that is going to come in. Ketu talks about breaks. It comes over Venus, breaks in relationships. It's not a straight line. It's a line full of gaps. So with Saturn, Ketu coming over Saturn, it is advised. Then with Ketu comes over Saturn, get yourself into a profession where you do not have to work on daily basis. You naturally have gaps. You have contracts, rather. Commissions, contracts, where you'll have to work occasionally. Or based on once you fulfill your contract, then relax, then fulfill another contract, something like this. Like one thing came into my mind, the profession of builders, construction workers, not like who work forever. Like builders take a project, complete it, give it, take some time off, take some another project, or you may not take the time off as well. But I hope you understand the gap situation with Ketu. Now Saturn being in the sign of Leo, it is already struggling with their service. It's an excellent position for a politician, by the way. A servant, a public servant, but also has its own, pride, also has the ability. It's like you put a public servant into the limelight. That is Saturn in Leo. So when it comes into certain houses, it can actually give you lessons with your service. Maybe you have been an arrogant person. Maybe you have been a person who doesn't fulfill their service, who feels that their pride is being compromised in giving that service. Then you are going to have the greatest karma with this Ketu. And especially Ketu coming over Saturn in the sign of Leo, definitely it first makes you go towards the extreme of your mindset. And then it just takes you 360-degree into your life. Massive changes that makes you understand where you are wrong, and now you'll have to deal with it. This is the best position where you would require to be as generous as you can. Help people with your service, with your seva as much as you can. Only then you will be able to get the good results of this transit. If you have some ancestral business or some pushtani काम agar aapka hai, then you'll have to deal with it. You'll have to do some you'll have to make some decisions for it. And do be aware of your massive reactions. Do not have massive reactions. Be aware of your reactions. Okay, now Rahu. Ketu coming over Rahu, Ketu coming over Ketu. It's like a natal transit coming around. So it is the most karmic time for an individual, most karmic time. So when Ketu comes over Rahu, it controls your rebel. It's like now this entity of North Node and South Node, they are coming together. Now they are going to work together. Now the obsession, detachment, both goes into that house. Ketu coming over Rahu is like you are now getting your karma. Your karma with your overly exaggerated nature, your arrogance, your attitude, your confidence. Ketu is going to doubt you. Ketu is going to make you doubt yourself. Face problems with power, face problems with confidence. and then get out of that situation and analyze that where I was, what part of me was missing, who needed repair, who needed that, emptiness to be filled. And then you are going to work with that. But it definitely can give you deep research into either mythology, scientific subjects, or even arts, creativity. But it definitely controls your Rahu to some extent. It gives you complication with this Rahu position. Now, Ketu coming over Ketu. Again, it's the natal transit, natal return that is coming for Ketu. You're going to attract all the problems into that area, attach to that area once more in your life deeply, and then detach yourself, transform yourself in that area. This is the time for you to work on your confidence, to analyze your inner confidence, to build yourself from within. It is the time for you to work on your rigid belief system, your extreme behavior. This is the time for you to connect with your spirituality. This is the time to open your eyes to reality. This is the time for you to just let go of all the things that are keeping you bound with this materialistic universe. So this is a spiritual journey for you, spiritual transformation for you. So it's definitely the most karmic time, but you fulfill your karma, you attract better results, you attract new beginnings, you'll transform. That are the results which Ketu natal transit brings in. Okay, guys. So this was my analysis about Ketu's transit in the sign of Leo. I will be doing the videos of Rahu Ketu transit in the sign of Leo and Aquarius through each and every ascendant very soon. Okay, so see you in the next videos. Bye-bye. Take care.